So just a high level overview. Friday night, we had a beautiful reception, and then we all got on buses. I think there was more than one bus, and we went to different places in Scottsdale for dinner, which was really cool because we got to go with founders. We got to meet other people. We weren't really partnered with people that are on our team necessarily. So that was really fun. One of the great things about coming to in-person events is you do get to meet in the flesh these people that you've only, certainly in the last couple of years, you've only seen them online. You haven't, I'm such a big believer in this is going to sound gross, but like touching each other, right? Like it's a different experience when Laura and I and Kaz and I are standing in the pool talking, having a drink. That's a very different experience. I'm like getting choked up than being on this screen. Yeah. We're sharing our lives with each other. And so, woo, girl got a little emotional there. I'm super tired and also a little emotional. But so I just really want to say, if there's ever an opportunity, if it's a watch party, if it's somebody else's tasting, if it's something that One Hope is putting on, go. You literally 100% will never regret it. It is such a great experience. So that was Friday night. Saturday was absolutely packed with incredible announcements, training, invitations. I want to ask Laura to share, if you can, without crying, our Brian Biro experience, because it was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that was my absolute most favorite part of the whole experience. For me personally, we always talk about like growing our business, right? And in order to grow your business, you have to grow yourself. And I'm incredibly passionate about that. I always talk about my team as far as just like stepping outside your comfort zone. So this like really hit home because he totally, I don't know, like you hear so many speakers, right? And they all say the similar things as far as like, just like you have to believe to achieve and so forth, things like that. But like, there's always those certain people that just speak to you. And I just thought it was like the coolest thing, like the stories he shared and just the power of your mind and, being able to have that vision and focus of where you want to go. And then to like, put it to like, here, we're going to give you this block of wood that you have to like break. And I don't know, like Marcy, Laurie, Kaz, like, I just remember like looking at it and I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, this is awesome. Like, I'm focused. And everything he was talking about was so powerful. And then they hand you this block of wood and I'm like, oh, it's not fake. It's like real wood. Like, that was my first instinct. I'm like, ooh, maybe I'm not going to do it. I don't know. Like, you get this little like self-doubt, right? And that was actually my powerful word that I put on my board. And I'll be totally honest because we as leaders, we all have limiting beliefs, right? Each and every one of us. It doesn't matter where we are in our business. There's always going to be something that kind of holds you back from being your best self. So for me, that was what I put down. It was my self-doubt, right? Like I'm a constant overthinker, constantly. So what we had to do, everybody had to put their limiting belief on that board. And then on the flip side of it, it was kind of like, what do you see? What do you envision? Like if you tackle this limiting belief, where is it going to take you? And who do you want to dedicate it to? So it was like this powerful piece. And then it was all of the founders that were our board holders, right? And we all broke up into groups and it was like this big cheering inspiration. So as everybody would go and like it was like butterflies and emotions and crying and couldn't even tell you. It was just, right? I can't even explain it, but we all cheered each other on and we all did it. We all broke a board. And I think that was just incredible. I loved it.
100%. And like, it took me 2 tries. But some people, it took more than that. And it's such a great metaphor because I think, I feel like if you took a poll, almost everyone on this call would say self-doubt, inability, fear. It all boils down to fear. I mean, that's what it all comes down to in the end, right? It's fear. And the metaphor of having to push so many times, right? To get through. It was super, super powerful. We all carried our boards home, you know, and
Mhm.
I'm going to put mine where I can see it, you know, and I can look at it all the time. Because again, the other side of it is what's on the other side of that self-doubt, right?
And you were so right, Laura. It didn't matter how many times. It was the fact that everybody stuck to it and everybody did it, just
Yep.
not giving up.
Never giving up. Super cool. Thank you for that. My stuff is kind of boring compared to that, but I wanted to share about the new wines. 4 new reserve wines. We've seen, I think now the whole community has seen all of them. Is that correct, you guys? Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. But what we got to learn about the wines was we actually heard from the creative director, Amanda, what's her last name?
Amanda Westmoreland, I think.
No.
No?
Angela, are you thinking of Angela?
Oh, Angela. And what's her last name?
That I don't know.
Anyway, she's amazing. It's not that we don't love her. We just don't remember because it was a busy weekend. But what I loved about, you know how gorgeous those bottles are, you guys. All of the designs on the bottles are, hold on one sec, are plants from where the grapes were grown. Thank you, Kaz. We can't see it because of your barrels. But all of the etched designs on the bottles are based on plant life or things that grow where the grapes are grown. So they're not a tasting note. It's a talking point, right? So you can actually use that and talk about, oh, you know, they grow. So the Monterey County Reserve Pinot Noir, Pampas grass. This is, so, you know, you guys know that that's where I grew up, right? Is Monterey, California, Monterey area. And I swear this is so true. In first grade, we had, our groups had names. Ours was Pampas grass. I'm not joking you. And that's what grows where those grapes grow. And so that's what's etched on the bottle. So I just think it was so beautiful. And the wine, of course, is delicious. So we've got the Paso Cab has the olive branch on it. If you've ever been to Paso Robles, it's all olive trees everywhere you go. The El Dorado Rosé has the monkey flower, which I don't really know anything about it, except some of you heard Mari talk about the history of El Dorado and how that fits in with the wine and the vines and all of that. Sonoma Coast Reserve Chardonnay has sage on the bottle. Absolutely beautiful. So I was really taken by those stories and how they were created. And you know, just everything that we do, everything that One Hope does is so thoughtful and so deliberate, right? I'm going to talk about at the end, I want to talk about what Jake did and also talk about what we're doing with Charity Water as well. Kaz, I know you had some really, one of the things that was really cool for us was to see sort of this upcoming schedule for like the next year and all the different targets that people can meet. So do you want to share about that?
I will. I want to just tag on first of all to the wine conversation, because the one that we didn't know about that I was super excited about that I just showed you is a Zinfandel. So I don't know if this one has been launched. Has this been like announced yet? No, I'm seeing heads shaking. No. So this is secret, right? But we got this, and I couldn't actually taste anything else because they have this. So I just kept going back and getting this, and it was stunning, absolutely beautiful,
Gorgeous.
Another thing that we got a sneak peek of. Can I talk about that? Do you think it's all right to talk about that? I'm going to say yes. In
the chat, because I'm not sure what you're referring to, because there are things that you cannot talk about.
To do with wine.
Give us a hint.
Yeah,
it was a wine that we tasted sitting in the big room together, and Mari was talking about it, and it's something that we have. This is the new one.
I thought that was released in the wine club this month, Kaz, right? No?
Is it? Oh, it is? Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to talk about it.
I didn't get my wine club yet, but I thought it was.
I'm also just going to I'm also gonna snitch on you and say that she also poured some of that Zin into a water bottle so that she could have it once we were out of the room.
I just didn't want to leave it behind.
I'm with
I
you,
didn't-
girl.
I
You
didn't get extras.
didn't
just
pour enough
poured
to
my-
share with me though.
Well, no, because it was in my wine glass and I was carrying it around the hotel and went back to the room, and then we were going out or doing something. I'm like, well, I don't want to throw it away and I don't want to just leave it open in a glass because then it'll be horrible.
Horrible.
So I had like a little mini water bottle and that's where it went. And I had it the next day and it was awesome.
Delicious. Okay,
good.
then I think it's fine for you to spill. Go.
All right, so the other one that we tasted, but is not, we didn't see kind of bottled, was a new Petite Syrah that was amazing. And that one is from the Oso vineyard. So the same vineyard that the previous one was from. It's Robert Mondavi's family vineyard. Usually they don't make Petite Syrah as a varietal. It's usually used to blend with other wines to give them kind of more body and more complexity and more deliciousness. But this one is just Petite Syrah. It's barreled, aged for 3 years with flavors of toast and vanilla and blueberry and black fruits. And it was so good. So super excited for that one too. So quite a lot of new wines that we have coming up available. No, really pleased. And then the thing that I'm supposed to be talking about is the calendar. And all I have to show you is a really bad picture from my camera, from my phone. Can I share? Let's see.
Your co-host, there you go.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of messy and it's very blurred. But I love this calendar because, like Laurie said, it gives us just some idea of what's coming up. So I peered closely at it earlier. And so we have the fall boot camp that we know about right now. And then projected is both a spring and a summer boot camp. So we have spring boot camp February 4th and 5th, then summer boot camp July 8th and 9th. And we don't know at this point if they're going to be in person or virtual. Hopefully they'll be in person, but we don't know. And then we've got Crush on the calendar there. We already have been told that that is going to be virtual for next year. And that you can see maybe is April 29th, May 1st. It's that weekend. Jamaica, I think this is new. The dates for Jamaica, for those who've earned it or who are working to earn it, is June, Thursday the 2nd through Sunday the 5th. And then for those of you that know, oftentimes people will tag a day or 2 or 10 onto the beginning or the end of those dates. And so those are the dates for Jamaica. And then we already know about Leader Kickoff. So Leader Kickoff is for those who are director and above. And there's virtual Leader Kickoff, which is January 22nd of next year. And then I didn't have a minute to look it up, but anyone that's paid as executive director at least twice during this period gets to go in person to Napa for leadership kickoff. And I mean, I think it's the 20th to the 24th. It's something like that. It's at the same time, but actually in Napa. So if you want to go to Napa, it's one way of doing it. And yeah, let's help you do that, right? And then there's something brand new that's on there that I want to come back to, the pathway to executive. I'm going to come back and talk about that. And then that last thing at the bottom, you can see there's Leader Summit for next year. So that's what we just had. All right, this is next year's Leader Summit, September 16th to the 18th. And obviously we don't know much more about it than those dates. But you want to get there. You want to get there and you want to get your team there. So everyone, I'm assuming that's a director or higher, will get invited to Leader Summit. So let's do that. All right, so pathway to executive. I can talk about this, Laurie, yes? Your thumbs up? Yeah. This is a new program that the company is implementing to really, I don't know how to put it, recognize, I guess, those who hit director in their fast start. So when you hit director in your fast start, you get more than the director title. You get a title that incorporates the word impact. So you're an impact director. And then that word impact follows you as you promote. So you become a senior impact director, a lead impact director. It follows you all the way through and up through the career path. Super exciting, because it means that within your 3-month fast start period, you hit director. And so, we want to give you a lot of kudos for that. I think I can move to the next horrible slide. So this then is training, recognition, team building for new impact directors, designed to help them get on the pathway to executive director and beyond. They've already proven that they have this impetus and this drive and this sense of urgency to make director within their fast start. So now we're giving them, as a company, extra training, extra recognition, extra team building skills to keep them going on that fast track. So starting next year, they're going to have this event 2 times a year, and we have then the February and the July. Anyone that's already an impact director since this began, with Hadi Jacoby being our first impact director, is already invited to the February one. Anyone that makes it by February is going to get invited to that February one, and then we have it in July again. So what if you're not an impact director and you're not in your fast start, so you can't earn it as part of fast start? And there is another way now that for all of the rest of us, we can earn our invitation to February. And so you can see here, directors and above. So anyone who's a director and above, and if you're not a director yet, you can be a director and still get in on this, right? Who wants to be a director? Put that in the chat. When you first time promote, so when we first time promote an impact director between now and the end of the year, we get in, as well as them getting an invitation to this event, we will get an invitation for it as well. Make sense? All right. Anything to add, you guys, on that? I'm going to stop sharing. Or any questions about that we may be able to answer?
Until we see questions pop up, I would just say, what a great opportunity. And again, just what I started the call with, right? A great opportunity to be around people. It's a great reason to, if you're in your fast start, to shoot for impact, and helping somebody reach impact is a really incredible feeling. So I really cannot recommend it highly enough, and I know everybody's working with their teams and helping folks, but if you recognize somebody who's joined your team who you think is a hottie and you're not sure, reach out to one of us. We are here to help you with that. We want to support you in that. Okay. We want you all to birth an impact director and know what a great feeling that is. So don't ever hesitate. You know who the leaders in the group are. Reach out. Every single one of us wants to help you. So,
and I also want to add on to what Laurie's saying there. Remember that we have corporate training available, right? Anyone that hits their Rockstar bonus gets invited to a special group for Rockstar bonus achievers. So that's that in the first 2 weeks, that 6-pack of wine that Rockstar earners get, they're showing who's here. Let's see, Pam Graver, I know you, madam, are a Rockstar achiever, right? You're actually a Fast Start 100 in your first 2 weeks achiever. So those who are going for it, Judy, you too. Sorry if I'm missing you, call yourself out, shout yourself out in the chat. You're showing us that you are wanting more, and we want to provide that for you. And so the company has these different training programs to help us help you. They also have what's called target team for directors. So once you hit the title of SCE, Senior Consultant, Course Entrepreneur, you can get invited to a special target team, which will help you on the way to becoming a director, whether you're in Fast Start or not. And there's a brand new one starting this week. And Chris told us that there are a couple of spaces if they've not already been filled. So if you want in on that, let us know. Maybe we can get you in. If not this one, then the next one.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, take advantage of all of the offerings. Our home office works really hard to provide this training and this support and these offerings. And I just really recommend you reach out and take advantage of all of that. Does anyone have any questions? Anything like that? I don't see anything in the chat. I wanted to just close it out with an exercise that Jake did with us. Jake is, by the way, I personally coined this term, not really, but maybe a little bit, that he just takes us to church. Like, if you've never had the opportunity to meet Jake in person, yet again, another reason for you to get to all the places. He's an incredible human with incredible vision and passion and love and energy for everyone. I know that one of his greatest, not fears, but he rues the day that he doesn't know every single one of us by name. It's going to kill him. He can't stand it. He has a personal connection with everyone he meets. And he always does our keynote on the last day. And his keynote this time was a meditation. And I don't know about y'all, but I was bawling through it. And he doesn't, he walks us to a place where we imagine a conversation. I will totally cry, so I'm going to try not to cry. We imagine a conversation with somebody really meaningful to us. And it's a very powerful meditation. It's probably, I don't know, a 20-minute thing. And literally you are there as you go through this meditation. And at the end of the meditation, he talks to us about what you've just been able to imagine, just in your mind. And it really ties into the board breaking. And that is, you are able to manifest and imagine literally anything. And if whether it's One Hope or not, obviously this is in the context of One Hope and in the context of your business. And if you can go to that place and sit and have that conversation with that person, just with the power of your mind, imagine what you can do in the real world. It was a super powerful exercise for me, and I think for everybody in the room. And I just want folks to know, this is within your grasp. Whatever it is that you want from this business is within your grasp. And you have to imagine it and obviously take the steps. But if you can imagine it, it can be, for sure. I did also I forgot that I wanted to talk about the work that we're doing with Charity Water. And I have some pictures that are kind of like Kaz's pictures. They're not great because you're back there in the back of the room with your camera. But these are water stations that will provide water and power and into very remote places which will then give people internet access and access to, work and school and all sorts of things. And I found that really powerful, that's what we're doing. When we're doing a fundraiser for Charity Water, that's where that money is going. And our goal is, I forget what it was tied to. There was a number that it was tied to. I think it was reaching a particular number of cause entrepreneurs. I'm not sure, but at the point that we reach this, we will be able to provide one of these giant things that provides this for like 30,000 people. I'll put the specifics in the group, but it was 100,000 CEs. Okay, cool. Thanks, Alyssa. I'm glad you were taking notes. Anyway, super powerful stuff that we're doing. And this is, you guys, this is one person, one conversation, one event at a time. This is what we're doing. And that's what you are doing. And you are a part of all of this. So it's exciting and powerful stuff. Okay. Anybody have any parting words? Anybody that was there, anybody who wasn't there, who has a question, anything like that?
Can I give a couple of numbers on our impact that
Yeah.
Kristen
Oh,
updated us
gosh.
on?
Yes.
Yeah. So just real quick, and again, I'm sure Laurie will put these in the chat, and we'll get them. I'm sure we'll get them tomorrow in the Vine as well. We did a little kind of hold the board up, make the number. What is that program that they do that? You've got to get the numbers in the right order. It's like all the numbers for the whatever $1 million.
Price is right. The price is right.
Yeah, you've got to get that. And so we had fun and games doing that. Just like a minute ago, we were cheering about hitting $5 million, and then it was 6, and then it was 6.5, and then we're almost at $7 million. This weekend, the number was $7 million, $288,307 that we've donated as a company to nonprofits. I mean, it's going up so flipping quickly. I feel like we're going to get to the point really soon where it's $1 million every month, and we're going to just be racking it up. Almost 3.5 million of that, 3.3 million, is to what we call local nonprofits. Those are the nonprofits that we and our hosts pick, that we nominate, that our hosts and our customers get to nominate. $3.3 million. Use those numbers when you're talking to people, saying, you know what, this is the kind of impact that we're making. It's real dollars going to real people. And then there were also numbers like monthly numbers for the community fundraisers that we do together. 28,000, 30,000, 31,000, 58,000 to Why Hunger, 55,000 so far to Alex's lemonade stand. In October, the community fundraiser is going to be Susan G. Komen with a minimum of 25,000 donated. And then November and December is going to be, those of you that have been here from last year, that's going to be the holiday grant program again. So holiday magic grants for families with a minimum, I think they said, of 10 families that are going to receive grants this year. And so it's not just like money that's given to them, it's a whole series of experiences to provide a holiday experience, including, the gifts and the food and a photo shoot and all kinds of just incredible things for families. So we get to be a part of that, and you get to be a part of that as we get into that holiday giving season. So super cool stuff.
Yeah, really cool. Thank you for peeling off all those numbers. And yeah, we'll make sure. I think you're right. It'll probably be in the Vine. The last thing I want to do is give a pitch for boot camp. If you didn't get registered, don't worry. Okay. Read the Vine tomorrow. If you have an opportunity to attend a watch party, please do. If you don't, host one, if you can. But no matter what, you want to get to boot camp. It's going to be amazing. And that is what I've got for tonight and what we've got for you tonight. Yes, Miss Kim.
Okay, so boot camp, when it came back through Evite or whatever, it said 10 a.m. Eastern. Everything that we do, is it Eastern?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's 8 o'clock our time.
It's gonna be early morning.
Okay. I'm like, everything they do is Pacific time. What is this, Eastern?
Well, really, our training crew is mostly on the East Coast.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why. Yeah, so get you a cup of coffee. Yeah, Christy's like, it's 7 o'clock for me, Kim. Grab your coffee, grab your mimosa for later in the day. Girl, you don't have to get dressed. Just put your jams on. It's all good. You could be there.
Well, if I have a watch party, I gotta do a little bit more than pajamas.
We'll talk about that because I'm trying to put something together for here. So, and anyway, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that time was correct. It was accurate. So
yeah. For those of you on the West Coast, don't even get out of bed.
Yeah. Just pull your laptop up, grab your coffee, brush your teeth, maybe. I don't know. Or not. We don't know. We won't notice. All right, friends. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, Gather to Grow tomorrow night, same time. I have a feeling there will be a lot of cool announcements going on. You'll have a lot of questions about stuff that's coming. And have a beautiful night. Thanks for stopping on. Imagine what's possible. Okay, stop.